is Real Rap 100, where we have a real rap and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall.
What's happening? It's your boy Derek Minor of the legendary Reflection Music Group. I'm a hip hop artist, producer, record label owner. We have artists like Cannon on our distribution.
This is Real Rap 100, and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall.
But a lot of times we don't give God nothing to bless if we don't put our hands to work.
Come on, bro.
Talk that
Come
talk,
on, bro.
That's that Vanguard talk, man. I be trying to tell him, man.
You and this something, bro.
Super excited for Christian hip hop culture. The thing I love about the KCAs, what I'm looking at right now, is that I'm seeing growth. I told Marcus, who's the person who put this together, is that Christian hip hop feels like what hip hop felt like in the 90s, where it was indexing way higher than its investment.
This is Real Rap 100.
And every time somebody said something to me, God said, "This is why I created you. I make no mistakes. I have a plan for your life." And since then, God has been using me one song at a time, one day at a time, 1 year at a time. My name is Gifted Hands.
This is Real Rap 100, where we have real rap and we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus Hall and Richard Dorfin.
Yeah, what's going on, good people? It's your boy Marcus Hall, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Real Rap 100, where we have real rap and we keep it 100. This platform is sponsored by Kingdom Time Entertainment, which is a multimedia production company that provides services such as video production, event promotion, artist management, and we push urban kingdom culture. So listen, man, we're back again, once again, episode 40. Yeah, and as promised, we said we're going to push to be consistent with the episodes. Shout out for those of you who are jumping on. Please share the link. Share the link and tell them that Real Rap 100 is live, the realest platform in the kingdom. You heard? You know what I'm saying? The spot where we keep it real. We have real rap and we keep it 100. No fluff, no stuff. You know what I mean? So listen, man. I have a few announcements to make. Shout out to Courtney McNeil. I see you, bro. Share the link. Let them know that we live. You know what I mean? All of you who are jumping on, please let them know that we're live. Real Rap 100 is live right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what? Before I share any announcement, let me introduce my co-host, my brother from another. Give it up for the barologist himself, Richard Dorfin.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on, Real Rap? We back. They wanted consistency. We here. We back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Making sure y'all peoples go ahead and check your people, check your family, let them know that we here, man. We on and we just trying to build, man. The energy's on 100, man. So it's non-stop, man. That's the motion. That's what we trying to get into, man. Let's get it.
Word. And I uploaded a couple, effects. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been doing them with your mouth. Like when we introduce something or we say something, you go, pip, 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 pip. You be going, pip, 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 pip. Now listen. Yeah, I mean, we ended. Did you hear that, bro? You heard that?
No, I ain't heard nothing, bro.
You didn't hear nothing?
No. There you go. I heard that. I heard that.
All right. This is what I'm saying, man. We got stuff going on. Hold on. Let me bust the next one. Yo, we got bombs in the building.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Gunshots for when people act out of pocket. When you start taking shots at people, you know what I'm saying? You need that.
That's it. Yo, shout out to those jumping on, man. Shout out to the homie Denzel in the building. Salute, King.
Uh-huh.
All right, Courtney, salute. Big shout out to Believe Church NC. I believe the NC might be North Carolina. Salute, my brother or sister. Welcome.
Let us know where you from, where you at. Let us know where you from, where you coming from, man.
So yeah, before we jump into it, we want to just make a few announcements. So as you know, the next event from Kingdom Time Entertainment that is coming up is Melodies and Bars, where Christian hip hop and R&B come together for the ultimate urban worship experience. We will be announcing the venue officially soon. The date is April, let me not mess it up, I believe 24th or 25th. It's a Saturday, either one that lands on a Saturday.
You said the 25th. You said the 25th. Good,
the
sir.
25th. That's it.
April 25th.
So April 25th. It is going to be dope, man. It's going to be dope. I'm excited about this one. We will be giving more information, but I'm letting y'all know the date from now. I'm letting you know the date from now because you need to save it. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. You know what I mean? You need to save this date. Put it on your diary. Put it on your calendar. You know what I'm saying? Melodies and Bars. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. No questions asked. It's going to be dope. Yes, my brother shouted us out. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Luke,
let's
and welcome to the platform. Appreciate your presence. Also, this is a big one. Tomorrow is the world premiere.
The world premiere.
The world premiere.
Yeah.
Kingdom Choice Awards, the 2025 Kingdom Choice Awards.
The official movie. The official movie
will be premiered live, exclusively on Holy Culture, the YouTube channel, Holy Culture's YouTube channel, live at 7 p.m. Eastern. Listen, it's the whole show, fully edited by Baron Mac Media. I've seen it already. It's fire. You know what I'm saying? If you never,
Baron Mac.
Yep. If you never got the chance to attend the event, then you have a chance to get a decent vibe from what you're going to see tomorrow. It's not like being in the building. You know what I'm saying? But I think you'll get the gist. Like, you missed something and you need to be there next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Baron did an amazing job. Shout out to Baron Mac Media. They did an amazing job with the edit. You know what? And let me just play a quick promo for what's about to happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Kingdom Time Entertainment, in conjunction with Holy Culture, presents the world premiere replay of the 2025 Kingdom Choice Awards. Catch the edited full show replay exclusively on the Holy Culture YouTube channel on October 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Gather your friends and family and watch the nation's official award show for Christian hip-hop and urban gospel music. It's more than an award show, it's a kingdom experience. Edited by Baron Mac Media. Executive producer, Marcus Hall. Don't miss it.
Yeah. That's how it's going up.
Yeah.
That's how it's going up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Set the stage.
So you need to
be.
Yeah, you need to be plugged in. 7 o'clock. Listen, call your peoples. You know what I mean? Make it a party. You know what I'm saying? Invite everybody over to the crib. You know what I mean? It's a Friday night. You know, get the popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Just get the squad up. You know what I'm saying? It's a KCA premiere, world premiere.
No bathroom breaks, man. Even on the watch back, man.
Word.
No bathroom breaks, even on the watch back, man. Straight up. It's lit like that.
And it's not going to be up there for long. It's not going to be up there for long. So listen, don't think, all right, well, if I miss it tomorrow, I'll catch it maybe on Monday. You might go there on Monday and you don't see it there. You know what I'm saying?
Don't play yourself.
Lock it. Speaking of the KCA, I think I can safely say that I confirmed the date for next year today. You know what I mean? And there's some new developments taking place. But I'm gonna wait till I actually sign the contract. Before I start leaking anything. But there will be some changes, but they will be good changes. Great changes that I think a lot of people are gonna be happy about. You know, I thought about, you know, what we've been doing over the last 4 years, and I've seen where for some there was some difficulties, and we want to make it easier. We want to make it better for the supporters and the patrons. And listen, it's happening. It's happening today. I received an email that I was waiting for, and the lights are all looking green. You know what I'm saying? And I believe it would just be a dope situation. So listen, soon, as I said, I'm not gonna make no major announcements right now, but until I sign some paperwork. But yeah, KCA 2026, by God's grace, it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's really gonna be a dope change, and a dope look. Let me say this. I am especially happy about one thing. When we used to do it at the Cumble Theater had a lobby that we were able to utilize for the press party. Decent sized lobby. We'd set up the step and repeat there. It would be a dope time, a fellowship engagement.
Dope vibe. It was definitely a dope vibe.
Exactly. We'd call it the press party. Well, let me say it like this. The press party is coming back. And yeah, I'm not even going to leak no more. The press party is coming back. I'm not going to say nothing more. The next time I announce everything, it will be in a promo where I'll be showing y'all some stuff. Anyhow, you know what I'm saying? We have our featured guest. I recently got to know about him. He was actually nominated for a KCA this year. But not only was he nominated, he also made his KCA debut. And it was an opening performance. And boy, did he open. Did he open. You see, a lot of people, let me say this. A lot of people think, oh, they put the not so good artist on first. Not true. What we try to do with the KCA is put artists on first who we know or we believe will set the tone for the rest of the night. And that is exactly what this brother did. He set this, like if I was an artist, I'd be a little nervous after seeing what he did.
You say, I gotta,
because I'd be like,
after he performed, you'd be like, oh man, I gotta work. Let me stretch.
Yeah.
You gotta work tonight.
Yeah, I ain't coming on there with no lame half-done stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You better work.
Yeah, the stage has been set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, without no further delay, we want to introduce to the Real Rap 100 platform for the first time. Give it up for our brother, Jamil.
What's going on, everybody?
All right. What up?
What's going on?
Yo, salute, Jamil. So how you doing, bro? Welcome.
And I'm feeling good. Thank y'all for having me. You know, Thursday night, we out here reviving. You know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited for tonight.
That's awesome. All right, Jamil said, let's get straight into it, man. Tell us about yourself. Like, you know, we want to know about the man, the myth, the legend in the making. You know what I'm saying?
The journey.
Just give us some background about yourself, you know, where you was from, you know, how you got into, you know, the music, all of that stuff. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, so well, when I was born Bronx, New York, you know what I mean?
Okay, BX.
That's where I was born, you know. I moved at a young age, like 6 years old, you know, to North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I was raised from there on. Visited back and forth a lot, but you know, my roots and everything, my family and stuff, and kind of how I was brought up was still from that, you know, that northern vibe. So
right,
that's kind of how I was, you know, starting my journey in all of this. My dad was a dancer, got me into dancing and things like that. You know, I used to walk around, watch him dance. I used to be like watching him and everything. Like I would help choose the songs and stuff. And I was like a little kid, you know, up to the point where I started being able to perform in church, because he would dance in church and things like that. And so I started dancing in the church, and then kind of got me into dancing. That's how I started my dancing.
You were dancing hip hop, or was it like liturgical, mime? How?
It was like mime. It was like mime back
Okay.
then. Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
how I started. It was in mime. You know, the gloves, the makeup, everything. We was in there.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And so yeah, so that's kind of how I started with dancing, and then you know, it kind of evolved into like you know, I started choreographing my own stuff. Like at 13, was my first ever choreographed routine in church. It was a group of guys. We came together, and I was like, yo, I got an idea for this song. I put it together. You know what I mean? And then you know, I made the whole entire dance 13 years old, and I was kind of like hooked after that. I was like, oh, this is something I can see myself doing, you know, in the future and everything like that. So that's on the dance side, you know. For the music side, I actually was, you know, into music way younger, like 10 years old, stuff like that. I would used to burn CDs just to mix songs together, you know, that I liked and everything like that. And then, you know, I kind of started messing with, like, you know, my grandfather had like a piano with the sounds on it, and I was hitting like the sounds. 10 years old, he was like, yo, he got something.
You own
And I was
something.
like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then so that's kind of how I started getting into the music. I was like, maybe I can do this as a thing, you know. My brother, I have an older brother, he had this DAW, you know, this music producer station is called FL Studio, if you know about that.
Fruity Loops, yeah.
Yeah, the demo version. So I had the demo version, making beats off the demo. I couldn't even like save the files, so I would write out the beat patterns at like 13.
Wow.
I was hooked immediately. That's how I was like, my parents was like, oh snap, he's onto something. Let me buy this for him. And so they bought me the full version, and I was like hooked from then on. 13 on, I was producing my own beats, everything like that. At that age, you know, I was writing poetry and stuff around that time too. And so I kind of was like, let me see if I mix the poetry with the beats I was making. And that's kind of how I started. So, and I was building from there from 13 on. And then I started my first song at like 17, did like a little EP. You know, it's actually still out if you can find it. I'm not gonna announce that. That's in the tuck. It's still out there. You can find it somewhere though, but you know what I mean?
And did you start off singing? Did you start off rapping, or was it a little bit of both? Or
yeah, well, I was doing poetry like at 7 years old. I remember my first poem ever. I just really woke up like from a dream, wrote the whole poem down. That was my first ever experience like with writing like that in that way. But so it was more so raps. I was kind of leaning towards like the, you know, poetic side of things, like that spoken word kind of vibe at first. And then it leaned into the rap side when I started adding the beats to it. So it was more so rapping. I do melodic stuff though too. So I do have I can hold a note a little bit, you know what I mean? I can sing a little bit. I'm not like, you know, I ain't at the, you know, the top, but you know, I can hold my own in those spaces.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're doing that thing with that. But yeah, so that's kind of how I got into it with rapping for sure.
So it sounds like you've kind of been in church all your life.
I have.
Yeah. Right. So there's no gangster testimonies. No, I got locked up. No, none of that.
No.
Break that stigma,
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Like I celebrate that because, you know, a lot of times, like in this space, everybody was a gangster, right? You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
And it's almost like some people like kind of want to almost glorify who they was. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, it's like, okay, it's a blessing, and God gets the glory for delivering, you know, those of us who come from that. But you know what? Also, bro, God gets the glory for brothers like yourself who, from a young age, have just been in church, raised in church, stayed in church. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I salute you for that. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm sure there's been things along the way. You know what I'm saying?
as us all, like, you know what I mean?
You know, yeah.
And you know,
but I salute that.
And you know, with that is just like because even with myself, and I don't know if Jamil, you could relate to this, but you know what? It is kind of similar to like when you hear all these elaborate or these spectacle like testimonies. Yeah, I got shot in the face and I
Right.
saw Jesus, and the whole, went back up, and I seen 3 angels and Elijah, and I saw, and Elijah said, "Yo, you gotta take up the
And
banner.
Elijah.
You got rap for me." And you like, oh, and then when you got a testimony like, "Yo, I got saved in college, and you know what I mean, I never did any drugs," and you think that you don't have a testimony. So when people ask you what's your testimony, I remember me, I'm like, I don't know, you know what I mean. But in all actuality, we have to realize that just when people look at you, I remember my man's was, when I got saved, he was just like, "Yo, why'd you get saved? You're a good kid." Because in his mind, you get saved when you lived a crazy life.
Right.
As if because you're quote unquote good, you don't need Jesus. But how many people are just like us? I think there's a whole lot of people who are just like us who think they don't need Jesus because I wasn't struggling. I wasn't, you know what I mean? You need Jesus because you was out here in the streets running crazy. You know what I mean? Why do I need Jesus? Because I got a college degree, I got a wife, and I got 3 kids. I got the dog. Why do I need Jesus for? My life is already set. You know what I'm saying? So, your testimony, your story is needed, because it's like, yo, listen, I may not have all of that, but I still need Jesus, because guess what? I'm born in sin. You know what I mean?
Even in a sense, it's almost like not always the church thing, but like the majority of the sense that, like, I didn't go through a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I wasn't on the street kind of thing. I didn't drink or do drugs at all. Growing up, the way I was raised, I had a 2-parent household, things like that.
Amen.
And I'm grateful for those things, and then however, like, I had severe depression when I was growing up, like in middle school and in those spaces and stuff like that. And those levels, I contemplated suicide at times at that age and stuff like that. And there was a moment, and as a lot of people have those testimonies as well of how they got delivered from it. So I'm sharing that part of me as well for people who seem like they're overlooked, or seem like it's just this is just regular stuff. But that there's freedom from that.
Man, was there a particular thing that's like caused the depression, or was it something that just developed over time?
It's a combination of things, when I was growing, deliverance. I had got prayer. I believe in deliverance ministry and things like that, and the power of Jesus. And so, I had got that level of prayer that freed me from some things. But then I also had to change my own habits too. I had to change my thoughts. I had to read my word more. I had to, study. I had to see God's face and pray, and so those things kind of also freed me from that completely. And so I'm in a space where I can tell people like, hey, I don't even struggle with that. I don't even deal with that anymore,
Amen. That's a testament. That's a blessing.
That's dope. That's dope, man. So
thank you.
I know that you also, you're a choreographer, but you do like classes. You lead classes like choreography classes, right? How did you get into that? I mean, obviously I know you learned to dance, but like, how did that kind of evolve and develop into where it is now?
As a career choice, when I was in high school, I kind of decided that, like, I was always dancing. I used to battle people and stuff like that. All the dance parties, the school parties, we would battle. I would go to different places. We would battle. I was ready to go whenever. I was auditioning when I was young for like America's Got Talent and different stuff. But as I got older, I saw like a video of somebody choreographing, and I just paused for a second. And I was like, wait, they're doing this like full time. Is that possible for me to do that full time? And so that's when I was like, I think I want to do this for college. And so I actually went to school went to college majoring in dance. So I majored in dance in college. Studied modern jazz, ballet, all the things like that. And so I grew up in that space. 3 years I was in college. I graduated a year early because of my high school that I was in. And then when I got out of college, I was at a studio. They hired me, like a hip hop dance studio. And it was like, hey, we're looking for, a dancer. I had a homie that hooked me up with the job. And I started teaching, classes. That's something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to be like a big choreographer, and still do for big name artists, for myself, for whoever, that's what I was like, oh, I would love to choreograph for this person or this person. I was seeing those things, and so that's what inspired me to take it as a career path. And and then from there, I actually became an educator as well. So I teach dance in the school system in Charlotte as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's fire.
Awesome. And you're dope. You're dope at what you do. Like, bro, your performance, like, you can just see, like, you got people who like can dance, or they can bust a couple moves, but when somebody,
he's a dancer.
Yes. This is what they do.
He's a dancer.
Because you feel you see that you're seriously connected with every beat, every tone, everything with the music.
Every drop. You like every drop, like, right.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like, oh, don't get me started. You know what I mean?
And it makes a difference in the performance. You know what I'm saying? When you see that kind of performance, it's like, you're singing, but when you're moving, it captivates the audience. Differently, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was thoroughly impressed with your performance at the KC. Like sometimes when you're producing an event, right? It's like you kind of like piecing it together in the hopes that it will flow a certain way. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna front. Sometimes I've dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? Not badly, but there's times over the years of doing, this event, there's times when I've chose somebody as an opener, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't terrible. But it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I felt like we needed. And with you were the perfect one, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, Colin was the perfect opener, like to really set the spiritual tone in the house. You know what I'm saying? And then you were the perfect one to come behind him and set the energy in the building. You know what I'm saying? And it was just amazing, bro. It was really, really dope. Now, I believe this is your first, that was your first KCA, right?
It was.
Yeah.
I've known of the KCAs for some time now, though, just, being connected to a lot of New York artists and things like that. But, it was my first one actually being physically there, for sure.
Right. So talk about that. What was that experience like for you?
Man, I was excited. I hadn't been in New York in a while since COVID. Really, once COVID hit, nobody was nowhere. So I had stopped visiting back and forth and everything for some time. So that was my first time back in maybe 7 years to New York.
Oh, wow.
So it was a while. And so I was glad to kind of just be in the space, be back in the city where I was born and everything. And then being there, once I got in there, when you performance mode, you kind of assess the space, what's the atmosphere feeling like, and you get in your zone. But when I got there, I felt so comfortable, and I think one of my first people that I met was Rich there in person, and so you was like, man, it felt warm. It felt like a warm welcome. It was good. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be dope. I was really excited about that, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna just do what I do. I know what I came here for. I came prepared, so I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. So I really just enjoyed the moment. The performances were great. Got a chance to meet some of the people in the back and everything like that. Everybody was cool. Everybody was down to earth. It was really good. I think that's rare in the sense of just connecting with people that easily, and everybody just being open to connect that way. So to create a space and a culture like that with KCAs is amazing. Yeah, that's
dope. And it's always good to hear that. I hear that a lot. Everything that you just said, just the fellowship and just the genuine, just the vibe. It just felt authentic and real. You know what I mean? As you said, down to earth. And it's always good to hear that because, as the organizers, that's what we want. We set that tone. We try to set that tone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To let it be known, yo, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's no, big I's and little U's. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Right. And I think it feels like, to me, everybody catches that energy as soon as they come into place. You know what I'm saying? It feels to me like most people, artists, everybody catch that vibe yo, nah, this is ours. And I think another thing is that the KCA, I think what people feel quickly is no, this is ours. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a platform that is giving us a little look. You know what I'm saying? Or giving us a piece of the stage. No,
Giving
this
us a
is
little bone,
ours.
throwing us a bone, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You
Get
know what I
your
mean?
time, get your head time, little hip hop people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right.
You know
You know what I mean?
Token
So I
time,
think
you know?
people kind of feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Because they feel like they're home. You know what I'm saying? They're just not visitors. You know, so it's always good to hear feedback like what you've just given.
And you definitely took ownership of that stage. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm going around doing artists, and then when everybody was into your joints, and then when you started dancing, there was like a collective, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody like, oh, like it was like the old shoot factor, like, yo,
Yep.
he's, and then at the end of the night, there was a lot of people clamoring, like you. And one thing that I think I've said this to you, you know, like, you were the first artist, but toward the end of the night, people were still talking about your performance. And people was over here saying like, yo, I need your stuff. People were coming up to me, yo, I need to look up Jamil. This is how you spell the name? Is it with an E? Or is it I? I gotta go ahead. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? I know people that went back, oh, I'm bumping Jamil. Like, you know, they were still think so to have that lasting impression at a night where it was like everybody hit the stage. You know what I mean? So to capture that lasting impression, man, it speaks volumes of your performance, man. Definitely.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was really great. And I enjoyed every moment of it too. Like sometimes it's interesting, you know, being an artist because you're like, I wonder how the people are perceiving what's happening. But in the moment, I'm not thinking about none of that. You know, you're in the zone. But like after, I'm like, man, I wonder what they thought. And so to hear that, and I remember you telling me that too while I was there. I was like, man, that's love for real too. Because you know, like I had people coming up to me, was like, yo, you killed it, you did your thing, man. And so it was cool to connect and be seen as, even though I wasn't the most well-known one there, to be seen as like, nah, you're here though. Like you're up here in this space.
You belong. You belong here. You made your presence felt. Definitely.
I appreciate that for real.
And with KCA also, like we always try to create opportunities like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's for. That's what it's for.
KCA is the stage where you'll get the known people. You know what I'm saying? The Miles Minix or whoever. You know what I'm saying? And then an artist like yourself who's great at what you do. You know what I'm saying? On the come up, people may not know you as well as they might know a Miles Minix. You know what I'm saying? But then you get on the same stage
and you're just as good.
Joint, you know what I'm saying? Rock it, where everyone in the room and every artist on the lineup have to put some respect on your name and say, yo, he a problem. You know what I'm saying?
And it's levels the playing
I love
field.
it.
Like,
I love it when that happens because it's always like feels good to see again an artist like yourself get that opportunity and kill it. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. So like moving like forward, obviously you're doing music, I mean you're multi-talented, bro. Like you dance, you produce, you're an artist. What's happening right now?
Man, so actually in like what is like 3.5 hours, I got a song dropping. So it's called Buyer's Remorse. It was crazy because for the KCAs, I had dropped a project on that day. It was called Not the Same.
Not the same.
Yeah. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, man, bump it because that's one of my favorite projects I've done so far.
Bruh.
Yeah.
You heard it, Rich?
Bruh. Yes. Okay,
I've not heard it yet. So now I'm gonna actually get it right now.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta tap it.
Let me hey, chill, Marcus. I got this. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Because yo, if you don't know, this album, I think you got 8 joints on there.
Yeah.
And like you just going like literally banger after banger after banger. You know what I mean? And it's who did the production on this project? Let's talk about the production.
That's me. I did all of it.
And the reason why I said that, why I leaned in with that, because I was the way the production was so in sync with your delivery and what you were doing. I'm like, man, I was thinking in my head, like, yo, we got the perfect producer for him. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it really
yeah.
captivating your sound, and it's you. But then also too, I just wanted to speak to you about like how your production journey. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
far as like producing each track, like, you know, is have you always produced all your projects, or this is one that you took the mantle on and be like, yo, this eight tracks is mine, or just talk about your overall artistic
Yeah.
direction with the production and the songwriting.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my catalog, the majority of my catalog is produced by me. Not only that, too, like I mix,
Wow.
master all these things myself too. So I'm recording and engineering
Wow.
everything myself. So yeah, so all of my songs are engineered and mixed, mastered by myself for the most part. So
Wow.
my journey, you know, it came hand in hand with my music journey. So like it started at the same time for me. So when I started producing, I was like, I got to figure out how to mix. I got to figure out how to do this because you know I had a mentor. I had a mentor at the time. I was 18, and I was like, you know, I'm producing, and I was sending them beats like, okay, this is what I'm working on. He's like, you're dope. He was like, I told him, I want to get into mixing though. He was like, it's gonna take like 3 years for you to get good. And I was like, listen, I got 3 years by the grace of God. I got 3 years. So let me start now. You know, by 21, I'm gonna be better. And so I'm 29 now. So I've been doing that for 10 years, pretty much, just mixing, mastering,
and it sounds good.
On top of my production.
It sounds good.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, they're not the same.
I got it, bro. I got it right here.
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
Let's go.
Stop playing. You playing, Marcus. That's the tunes right there.
Yeah, I dropped the ball on that one.
No, you're good. Yeah. You're good. But I do have a song dropping at midnight. It's called Buyer's Remorse. It's kind of a shift from the sound sonically, but it's a little more personal. I kind of wanted to show different sides of me. I'm planning on doing some EPs, like several, like 7-song projects, boom, hype, bangers, right? Like you said, Rich. And then
slaps.
Then we got like something else, like more personal vibes, you know what I mean? More introspective kind of things, me more spitting too, like more lyrical. And then, you know, and then I got some other stuff, some more like R&B vibey tones coming up too in the future, and you know. And I might bring it back to the bangers again after that. So that's kind of what I'm on right now.
The diversity is like, you know, the fact that you're able to go into different ranges and different pockets as an artist, like, you know, which speaks volumes to the mastery of your craft, you know, because not many artists are able to do it and deliver. You know what I'm saying? They're able to do it and deliver, man. And you got this, my joint is the Heat remix, you know what I'm saying? That I like Heat, and then that remix just with the, how was it like, you know, getting getting on the record, even though you've done an EP with Saga, you know, but to do it with somebody who's definitely, you know, widely known, and who was performed at the last KCAs and was nominated, and I think he won as well, Mike Teasy, man. How was that, seeing that come together on the record?
Man, so crazy story. Like Mike Teasy, me and Mike Teasy, I met Mike Teasy. He lives in North Carolina too. Which is dope. But I had actually met him through like back when Anike was called Wande. She had like this competition, this Blessed Up remix competition. Right. And I remember that. God literally like told me in a dream. He said, "Do the competition." So I didn't know what the competition was. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, "Do the competition." I was like, "Okay, whatever this competition is, I'm gonna look out for it." I saw that there was a Blessed Up competition, and I was like, "Okay, let me submit to this." So I did a verse, did to it. I was one of the like top 10 people. It was in right next to each other. It was me and Mike Teasy. We were next to each other on the slide, like when they were showing the people in the challenge. And so Mike Teasy saw me, but this is back 2021, and he was like, "Yo, NC stand up," or whatever, you know. And then so we kind of started networking back then. We actually did a song 2022 a couple years back. It's on my catalog as well. We did one together, and so we kind of established that relationship back then. We've just been back and forth, like, yo, staying connected and everything. And then during that time, you know, he just went off.
He's out of
You
here.
know, so I connected with him before that like astronomical takeoff.
The
So
launch.
yeah, and so he was like, when I hit him up again for the joint, he was like, bro, 100%, let's do it. So it was cool because he was still like, he's still Mike Teasy is such a cool guy, man. And so it was nice getting to connect in that way. So it was a long-standing relationship that we kind of developed through there.
Dope. So wait, hold on. It's Mike Teasy, Saga, and yourself on one track?
Yeah.
The remix.
Yeah. That's a lot of heat on one space, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
So, I can't wait for you to hear it, man. I can't wait for you to hear the whole project and let me know what you think.
Yeah, don't listen. That's like as I jump in the car in the morning, God willing. That's what I've been listening to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got like an hour drive in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So
it's one of them.
That would do it.
Yeah, you got the time.
That would do it. Yeah, man. That's dope. So I mean, so you have a buyer's remorse.
Mm-hmm.
Just the title alone is like intriguing. It's like, okay, buyer's remorse. You know what I'm saying? I've heard of survivor's remorse, and then that's a more common term when you're talking survivor's remorse. Buyer's remorse. Like it's like I want to ask you, but I wanted to. I guess because it's dropping midnight, I might as well just listen to it and find out myself. Unless you want to touch on it.
I'll definitely touch on it. It's a personal perspective of mine, the lyrical content that you'll hear, and I'm kind of talking and touching on different things that are happening in my life, where my mindset is at currently, all those things. But the term buyer's remorse is really talking about how people have invested in things in their life that they might not have gotten the return of investment on, and now they're looking and scrambling for what's next for their life, and really saying that God is the answer for that. So what they've brought, you see these people in the world are living a life that is not profiting them in their soul, and so that's what buyer's remorse is coming from and stemming from. And so my perspective on that, and being a Christian in that space, and what that looks like,
that's gonna speak to a lot of people, bro. Because there's a lot of people who are gonna be able to relate to that, even believers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even believers, like as believers, sometimes we can invest a lot into something. You know what I'm saying? And then there comes a time where, I mean, I won't mention his name. There's a very well-known, respected DJ in our space, right? And did some major things. And then there came a time when he kind of retired and said, you know what, I'm going into like ministry and stuff, and I'm pulling away from this. And he was a whole brand. I remember having a conversation with him, and he kind of expressed like, yo, I kind of battled a bit of depression after moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because I invested so much into this brand that I developed over years, and got to a place where I had to kind of walk away and retire from it. And I felt like I invested so much into it, and it kind of caused some depression. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess that's that buyer's remorse. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought into this thing and I invested so much into it.
It's heavy.
And now I've had to walk away from it. And it's now I'm in a position of like, yo, well, what was that all about? You know what I'm saying? But I think again, I think I'm getting a gist of what you're saying. Maybe what you're saying in that this song will be an answer for a lot of people who might be dealing with that even right now in the present, or might be struggling with letting go of something that they've invested so much into. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To move on to what else God has for them. You know what I mean? But that's dope. Let me shout out a couple people in the chat. Shout out to the Mr. So Hardman's himself, Tommy Guns. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tommy in the building. Big shout out to Colin Smith. You know what I mean? Big shout out to G Bleezy. God bless you. You know what I mean? And those who are in there, please tell a friend to tell a friend that Real Rap 100 is live with Jamil. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's awesome, bro. I feel like I want to stay up till midnight to hear this joint. You know what I mean? But it's all good. I'll just add to playlist. You know?
Facts.
So, I mean, where do you see yourself next year? This time, what's your goals?
Well, one, I see myself after performing my second KCA. You know what I mean? I see
I like that. I respect it. I respect it.
Shoot,
I respect
after
it,
this
bro.
performance, after this year, shoot. Hey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nominated for more awards. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
By the grace of God, you know, by the grace of God. But
Yeah.
a year from now, I definitely see myself in a different position. You know, I wanna be at a space to where I can look back from now and be like, man, okay, I did this, and I am now here at this point. I don't have a set like I want to have 1 million monthly listeners. I don't necessarily have that, but what my goal is in my music career is really to touch people's lives, to inspire people, to make people feel like, oh man, I heard your song and now I feel like this, and now I have a new perspective on this, and now I want to do this. Now I'm inspired to either make music or inspired to do what I love to do because I've heard what you do. And this is why I love this kind of platform, because, you know, for me personally, I feel like I don't get a chance to speak on my own experiences a lot to public.
Right.
And so this is I'm grateful for this. But from a year from now, like, yeah, doing more shows. I want to perform a lot more. I definitely want to, do some more events, you know, do some more projects. I work with some more artists, produce for some artists. I definitely want to produce and be a producer for people, even if it's not me on the hook or whatever. Like, you know, I kind of want to do the like Pharrell situation. You know, Pharrell used to do like, he'll give you the beat, but he on the hook though, like, you know, like, and it's right. It takes off. You know what I mean? So I would love to do those things where people see me in that space. You know, and like shout out, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek. Shout out to my guy Mission. I met Mission at the KTAs. Me and him got one now.
Wow.
Me and him just got one.
That's a perfect. That fits so well. That fits. Like I could almost hear it without even hearing it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because just with y'all styles, you know, and how y'all put together, it works. It makes perfect music sense, yo. Definitely.
Yeah, and so with that, like, I had sent him the beat. I produced it, you know, I sent it to him, and I was like, yo, this is what I'm thinking I want you on or whatever. And he was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, all caps type, like, yo, this is crazy.
Right.
Like, he was like, yo, I usually don't get a lot of good feature requests. Like, that's what he told me. Like, I don't get a lot of these. And so to hear that, I was like, man, okay, I could see myself going into the space even as a producer and helping shape people's sounds or giving them a different like sonic perspective as well, where they can hop on something and be like, yo, who is that? I like the stuff that you're doing. This sounds different though. What is this? And you can be like, oh, that's Jamil. Oh, that's the Jamil that does music. That's Jamil that does this. Like, so, you know, and I want to, you know, kind of infiltrate in that space, and even in the back, behind the scenes stuff, in the front, in all those ways, and kind of influence that. Maybe choreograph for, you know, the bigger artists. Say Miles Minnick needs some choreographers, needs some dancers. I can choreograph for this person. Mike Teasy needs some dancers. I can choreograph for Mike Teasy and his dancers, you know, and kind of infiltrate those spaces where I feel like it might be lacking in volume or in amount of people who are actually doing that in the Christian space.
I really see that for you though, bro. I really do. Like, people like yourself who are multi-talented, you know, and you know, just multi-gifted. But to hear you say, because obviously you have vision, you know what I'm saying? You have vision.
Clearly. Without a shadow of
to
doubt.
hear you say that, as you were saying it, I was like, yeah, I see sense. That.
It fits.
I
like
see
it's not,
that. Like, I really do see it. Like, you being like a Pharrell, you know what I'm saying? In this space, you know what I'm saying? Why not? You know what I mean? Like, why not? And the beautiful thing about your situation, you're not just starting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been doing this. I always tell young people, like even with my kids, you know, find out what you want to do from young. Ask God to show you, you know, what he has called you to do from young. You know what I'm saying? Because when you can find what you want to do or find your passion from young, it gives you time to develop it. You know what I mean? So like yourself, you said you've been mixing like for almost a decade now. You know what I'm saying? And you're what, 29 you said?
Yeah.
Right. So you're still a young man. You're just like really entering into your prime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you're so ready.
Which is scary.
You know what I'm saying? You're so seasoned. You know what I'm saying? As far as in your talents and your gifts, that like you're ready. And then now, and you're also mature enough to handle the success.
That's good.
If it comes now.
That's key.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that success can come a little too early, and it spoils the individual. You know what I'm saying? But I think, and I see maturity in you as well. Because looking at you, you don't look 29, bro. Like you could pass for 23, 24, easy. You know what I'm saying? But you have a mature spirit. So when you said you were 29, I wasn't totally surprised. You know what I'm saying? You don't look that age, but you carry a mature spirit. You know what I'm saying?
The wisdom. That's the wisdom.
Right. It's the wisdom and the experience. You know what I mean? So I see that for you, bro. I really do see that for you. And, you know, I encourage you like to really be bold about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't limit who you reach out to. Like, go for the gustos, bro. You know what I'm saying? Send it to the biggest names you can think of. Because guess what? I believe this about artists. You could send something to, say, let's use Lecrae. You know what I mean? If Lecrae hears something that's crazy, he don't care if you're not a big name. He's rocking with it. Because I know how artists think. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when
it's fire.
It's just like when Jay-Z came across Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Kanye wasn't really known like that. But when he heard his gift and his talent, he said, I'm keeping this guy.
I need
you know what I'm saying? I need him around.
Greatness,
you know
recognize greatness. You know
exactly.
So, greatness,
bro, shoot for the stars, bro, and never be reluctant. If you create something and you say, yo, I had this dude on that, bro, don't hold back. Send it. Because what's the worst they can do? The worst they can do is either ignore you or say, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean?
You're right.
And my motto is this: I'd rather try and fail than fail to try. You know what I'm saying?
That's a ball.
So, bro,
that's a ball.
That's my encouragement to you, bro. I see it. I see that greatness on you, bro. And I mean, really encouraging you to, like, bro, go for it, man. Go for it. Whatever's in your heart, don't hold back.
And let me say this, like, I know you working with other artists and stuff like that. Yo, listen, there's another artist. See, I'm not going where I think I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not going there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going there. I can text message for that. But what I'm saying is, yo, you and Cole Campbell on a 5, the world could only take 5 records of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world could take only 5 records on an EP together, man. Because both of you produce, both of you have. I think you guys have worked with each other already. But I think a 5 record EP, just to see, because both of you are so sonically, you know what I mean? As far as like y'all got the same skill set, like y'all both producing, y'all both engineering, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, I could just one of the things I can see, like a 5-piece, you know what I'm saying? Just a 5-piece of y'all two blending y'all talents, you know, with his vocal stylings and you with the vibes and the melodies that you bring, man. Like, yo, I think it'll hit, man. That's just me. I don't need no executive producer credit. I'm just saying, this is just a dream on what I'm twiddling my thumbs. And the fan in me would love to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Man, listen, I would love to do that too. You know, he's out here in Charlotte too now. So like,
exactly. That's why I was just like, yo, like, come on. You know what I mean? Somewhere down the line, that definitely has to happen.
speaking of Charlotte, what's the scene like? What's the CHA scene like in Charlotte or North Carolina, I should say?
I think, North Carolina, I think it's a little broader and it's a little easier to kind of explain in that space. It's growing. It's growing. I think the young Christian and artist scene is growing. One, the artist scene in just Charlotte in itself is growing. Secular and all that is growing. And then in that microcosm of that, we have the Christian space that is also exponentially growing. We have events like Christian events that are happening and things like that. I had performed at a Christian event called 716 right before I came out to New York, and we had sold that show out too, and it was great.
Wow.
It was like, oh snap! All these people kind of saw what was going on. It was like, oh, this is what's happening in Charlotte now. So people are starting to kind of gather, and they're finding a community in the Charlotte space. There's another spot called like Passion Fest. I don't know if you guys might have seen that or heard of that. Out here in Charlotte, they just brought like all the heavy hitters that were around the Charlotte area. Child like CC, a DKJ, I don't want to butcher his name. Keon Boone, Mike Teasy, all these people that were out there, and they performed as well.
Dope.
And so, like, out in Charlotte, they went to Charlotte and performed. They brought it to Charlotte, and so I think the community is growing and the space is growing, and there's a higher demand that's happening. And I think, me, Cole, and some other people, we're kind of the ground runners for that growth as well in the space. So, it's a push, and we're seeing kind of the fruit of it happening. So it's growing for sure, and I'm excited about what the future could be for it.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's always, I'm always interested in finding out what the scene is like, because it's always like a battle in New York. You know what I'm saying? We're always like, because I think everybody knows that, because when you look at people's tour dates, and you look at the cities where they're going, very few of them are coming to New York. And I think it's just because of the way New York is set up. You know what I mean? New York is New York, bro. It's a tough market. It's a tough city. It's not like a boring little city where nothing much is happening, bro. Like
everything's happening every night,
all the time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's always interesting to know what's the scene like, because obviously you have what are considered the hotbeds would be, I guess, Houston, and Atlanta right now.
Houston, Atlanta, Cali.
Yeah. Right, Cali. Yeah, Cali's coming up too. So yeah, that's good to hear though. It's good to hear that North Carolina things are growing, and going to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's to continue as well. Like Caleb Gordon, he came through to Charlotte like last year. With him and Mike Teasy, I was in the building. Yeah, I was about to open up for him as well for that show. Just did the connection and stuff. So you're starting to see some artists who are kind of going through those spaces. Like, oh, let me stop at Charlotte. Because they're looking at their metrics on their streams, and they're seeing Charlotte. A lot of the Christian artists, Charlotte is their like top 5. I've been hearing. They're like, oh, Charlotte's like one of my top 5.
It's a market. Yeah,
there's a market there for sure.
That's dope. I might move out to North Carolina, bro.
Okay, listen. They said every New Yorker who's moved out here, they said that's the best decision they've ever made.
Bro.
Listen.
Hey, listen, don't play with me, bro. I'll move out there, bro.
Ain't Wado out there too? I think Wado out there too.
Yeah, I think Wado moved out there.
DJ Wado out here.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, man,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I have a cousin down there who's always saying, "Marcus, just come through, bro. Come spend a weekend." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's how they get you. That's how they get you, Marcus.
I'm gonna have to take him up on his offer. I mean, I love New York. I love New York, man. I'm a New Yorker at heart, man. I love New York. Like when I go somewhere and it's cool, even Florida. I go to Florida and the palm trees and the nice weather and all that. But when I get back to New York and smell that dusty New York air, I'm like, this is where I belong, son. You know what I'm saying?
If I need a week. After a week, I don't see a bodega. I feel a little out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I need a bodega. You know what I'm saying? I need the sense of the subway. You know what I mean? To feel alive. You know what I'm saying?
Might be a
dude
little too
boxing
quiet
bully.
at first. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
way too quiet there at first and everything. Yeah.
It's still boxing bully said, Marcus, you ain't going nowhere. NY for life. No, shout out boxing bully in the building. Awesome, bro. Well, we're about to wrap this up, man. But again, Jamil, it's been really good. Really good
Dope
chopping
vibes,
it up with you, man. Hearing your heart, you know, and just learning more about you as an individual. And I'll say this, man, I really expect some great things from you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I really expect that. And my first impression, of just like a brief engagement that we had at the KCA.
Solid individual.
Humble spirit, you know what I'm saying? Sincere vibes, genuine, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro, I really sense something special about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Beyond your performance and all that stuff, just like everything that's in you and your vision that you have for yourself, and you know what God is putting you. Yeah, bro. I just encourage you, man. Go for the gusto, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't limit yourself. You know, go for the big, because you have all the ingredients. You know what I'm saying? Everything that, you know, you're made up of and that God has made you up of. Like, yo, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So just get it, bro. And when you make it, just remember this little promoter from New York who gave you a shot. You know what I'm saying?
I really appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for the support. Like this, even in this moment, I feel like I don't take these things lightly. You know, I don't take these moments of gathering lightly. I don't take it for granted. You know, so I appreciate the support and the opportunity to give people like us voices. You know what I mean? Because that's how it grows. That's how it continues to grow. You know, and yeah, like I think it's gonna get bigger even for y'all. I know y'all been doing it for a minute with the KCAs, but I'm just praying for y'all that, you know, that it goes to the level that you see for yourself and that you want it to go to, like the global level, the international level, where you're having the KCA festival and it's, you know, wherever you want it to be at. And it's like, okay, we got this whole weekend because it's got to make it happen like this. You know what I mean? And so I'm praying that, you know, the success overflows for y'all as well. So as you provide for others. So I thank y'all for this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amen. Yeah, man. Well, listen, I always say like this, bro. None of us will ever be anything more than what God has purposed us to be.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And God knows what to give us. And we have to be content. Now, we can be less than what God has purposed us to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we'll never be more. You know, so I just trust God, and I trust this process. And what we can do, just stay connected and listen to his voice, you know, and wherever he guides, just know that he's always going to provide. You know what I mean? Yeah. For real. So,
Truth.
Jamil, it's been dope, bro, talking to you. I'm going to get into the album tomorrow.
Please.
Folks, yeah, man, I will.
Buyer's
for sure.
Tonight,
Buyer's Remorse, 12 a.m.
Midnight, man. Definitely go ahead. Midnight, man. It's going down.
Yeah, support our brother, man. Follow him on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Jamil. Give it to me Instagram, bro.
Yeah, Jamil Official. That's all together, Jamil. And you know, sometimes I've been called Jamal a few times. You know what I mean? It's all good. Jamil, Jamil Official, all together. That's my Instagram. TikTok is Who Is Jamil. So follow me on there. I got a lot of cool stuff going on both sites. So thank y'all.
Yeah, man, and support the brother, man. Stream his music, buy his music. You know what I mean? If you're in North Khaki, you need some dancing skills. You know what I mean? Book one of his classes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Come on. You need some choreography for your video, for your music video.
Mixing,
all that, mixing, mastering.
He's a one-stop shop. He's a one-stop shop. Man. Come on, what you need, he got it. Like, come on, what we doing here?
Yeah, man. Show support. Man. So listen, Jamil, I'm gonna get you out of here, bro. Salute to you. Ladies and gentlemen, give Jamil a Real Rap 100 applause, y'all.
Salute. You're a solid individual, man. Solid individual.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, Jamil. God bless you, bro.
Salute.
That's
Yo.
Jamil. Give it up, man, for Jamil. Jamil, great conversation with the brother, man. We're looking forward. I'm looking forward to see what God does with him, because something special about that one. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is? You know what it is? I think that even
Uh-huh.
in the history of KCH, he reminds me of one of those ones where he like, phew, like he's up
Yes.
out of here, and we be like,
Yes.
yo, you remember we first saw
Uh-huh.
him at the KCH?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm thinking about how many artists like from Jared
Yeah.
Sanders. You know what I mean?
Stephen Malcolm.
To Mission, Stephen Malcolm. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Miles
Yeah.
Medic. Like he's one of
Yep.
out of
Yep.
here, but we was able to see them at their genesis of where
Right.
or be able to have, you know, fellowship and dialogue right before they took even Aaron Cole.
Yep.
Another one.
Aaron
You know what I mean?
Cole.
Aaron Cole, man. So
Yep.
so that's a blessing. I could definitely see Jamil definitely falling in those patterns and trajectories,
Yeah.
you know, with
For
his
sure.
gift, man. Before we close out, I got a shout out to Mission Phil Enterprise. Shout out to my bro Conquest.
Yes.
Last Saturday,
Yep.
he did the
Yep.
Who Wanna Rap Now concert series.
Yeah.
Yo, it was so dope, man. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to all the artists that were on the bill. You know,
Yep.
I mean, it was a night. You know what I mean? It definitely was a night. It was definitely a great event. You know, it was great attendance, man. Great vibes at Church City. If you've never been to a Church
Yeah.
City event or an event at Church City,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the spot. That was the vibe, man. Everybody definitely came with it, man. Shout out to Selena making her debut. Big shout out to my bro David Vera. I got David Vera on the stage to rock out with
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? To do Not in My House. You know, so that was definitely be on the lookout for that joint, man. Big shout out to Architect, who killed it on the set. Conquest did exceptional on there. O'Dane Wilby.
Oh man, I did get to see O'Dane. Fire.
O'Dane, you got a chance to see? Yo,
Yes.
O'Dane,
Yeah, I saw
like
his whole
literally,
performance.
yo, O'Dane
whole
just
performance.
literally took us to where we had to be in worship, man.
Yeah.
Big shout out to my bro Jovi. You know, we
Mhm.
lit up the
Yeah.
stage with brand new music. He got this record called Smoke, which is a slapper. You know, he held it down. And Crystal B, my sis, who held it down, Church City, man. She definitely made Church City proud, man. Rocking on the stage for, I mean, listen, coming off the heels of the So You Think You Got Bars, man. She's definitely been one that's been on demand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to see her rock again, hitting that Church City stage, and big shout out to Elise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all know her as Evie, you know what I'm saying? But Elise, you know, I'm telling you, man, she done posted some things,
Yeah, I saw.
some
it.
videos, and I'm seeing looking in the comments, people are just like really blown away because they never knew she had that in her, man. And I'm excited. I was glad that the world could see what I saw, and then, you know what I mean? It was just a beautiful night, man. It was definitely a dope night for Christian hip hop, man. So
looking forward
again
to
to Mission Field Enterprises, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Evie's project.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm holding her to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, if we don't see that EP by spring, we blacklisting her. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We don't get the
We
EP
apply
by
pressure.
spring.
The
We
demand
outta
is
there.
there. The demand is
Know what I
there.
mean?
The deadline's
Holla-
been set.
Holla at Jamil. You know what I'm saying? Tell Jamil you need some heat.
Some beats, some
Know what I mean?
slappers, yeah. Absolutely.
And send it over. Have it master, mix all of that good stuff. Maybe he might
all that.
throw a hook on it for you.
Yeah,
Know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Listen.
Come on.
Stop playing. That's all I'm saying. If I don't get an EP by April, you done. You out of there. That's it. Evilly.
No.
But yeah, man. But listen, good vibes once again. Shout out to all of you who jumped on. Appreciate the support. Again, we're giving you what you have been demanding. You know what I'm saying? We're pushing to be consistent, to be here every Thursday.
We here.
I will be away next Thursday. by the grace of God. You know what I mean? Me and wifey gonna take a little vay. You know what I
Y'all
mean?
deserve it. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve
Yeah,
it.
bro. I need some white sands and some blue water. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do deserve it. I work very hard, bro. So what? I don't care. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna take a little vacay. Again, me and you will talk behind the scenes, Rich. See,
Absolutely.
I mean, if we can
what's up.
make this thing happen for next. But we have some things lined up as well. Look out for my brother from Holy Culture. It will be on. Well, one of the Holy Culture representatives will be on to talk about the Reconnect event that will be happening in January. It's a dope event. I think it's going to be really big for the East Coast. And they'll be on to talk about that soon. We know Don Reddy will be joining us soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Also, and we're lining people up, man. And then we'll just be having some weeks where we'll just be having conversation on certain topics. You know what I'm saying? And going in. And maybe 1 week I'll just give a word. You know what I'm saying? And just minister to the people. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Real rap.
That's it. Real rap, man. Yeah, so again, shout out to everybody who jumped on. Really appreciate the support. And we are about to wrap this one up. But listen again. Stay tuned every Thursday, 8 p.m. right here on Real Rap 100. So we're wrapping it up right now. Thank you again. God bless you all. And this is another episode of Real Rap 100, where we have real rap
and we keep it 100, man. Next Thursday, we in the building, yo. Pull up.
That's it. God bless y'all. Good night.
This is Real Rap 100. And we keep it 100. Hosted by Marcus.
But a lot of times we don't give God nothing to bless if we don't put our hands to work.
Come on, bro.
Talk that
Come
talk,
on, bro.
That's that Vanguard talk, man. I be trying to tell him, man.
You and this something, bro.
Super excited for Christian hip hop culture. The thing I love about the KCAs, what I'm looking at right now, is that I'm seeing growth. I told Marcus, who's the person who put this together, is that Christian hip hop feels like what hip hop felt like in the 90s, where it was indexing way higher than its investment.
This is Real Rap 100.
And every time somebody said something to me, God said, this is why I created you. I make no mistakes. I have a plan for your life. And since then, God has been using me one song at a time, one day at a time, 1 year at a time. My name is Gifted Hands.